Oh, it's back.
Everything is okay. We're online.
We're back from black.
Hi.
As AC/DC did not sing.
Check it out. We're kind of monochromatic, aren't we? I mean,
speak for yourself.
Look at that. I mean, there's like black and white. And that's about it, isn't it? You've got a little bit of color here.
Picasso. Right. You think that you're Picasso. Well, we have to have this strange kind of coloring thing going on because it's late today because we normally do this when there's natural light and
today there's no natural light.
There's no light because it's night.
Yes.
What a fight.
No.
All right. See, that's how you make a song.
That's how you rap.
Rap it. Can you all rap to me, man? Where's Alex? Where's Alex when you need him?
Where's your rap partner?
Will that come out if I type it in the chat? Hello, Alex, and do you think he'll appear?
Only if you put in.
I don't know how to spell that.
Well, Alex.
What?
He's with double X, no?
Shout out. It's not working.
What's not working? The tag. How does that work out? I mean, sometimes.
Shout out to. Nothing. Last time I tried to.
Oh, look.
What?
There's a taggy window.
Taggy window. His name has appeared.
Sometimes you want to tag someone and you write their name and the taggy window doesn't appear.
Oh, you've noticed that as well.
And you just can't tag them. And I was just wondering how does what's the ratio of the successful and unsuccessful tagging, or what's the algorithm that Facebook uses? I'm going to let them tag people 3 times before I'll frustrate them by not letting them tagging anybody.
Shall I tell you what I've noticed?
Mm-hmm.
Which is to completely derail your conversation.
Yes, please. I love it when you derail my conversation with myself. Mm-hmm.
Facebook has shot itself in the foot royally.
Yes.
They have royally screwed up in a massive way.
How this time?
Okay, you know how this Web 2.0 stuff, like if you look at how the new Google Sites is built, yeah, the simplicity of it. You know what I'm talking about?
No.
Have I lost you already?
I have no idea what 2.0 is.
Okay, it's the new web system where things are simpler.
Okay.
Okay, look at your website. It's incredibly simple.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And so that's Web 2.0.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Okay.
So it's, not lots of hyperlinks and weird stuff appearing and odd advertisements and, it's just it's just simplicity.
Okay.
Well, what's the opposite of that? The opposite of that is Facebook.
All right, yeah.
Where you log in and instantly on the page, you've got 100 different things happening and 100 different things you can click on.
Yeah.
Nobody wants that.
No.
Nobody wants that at all. Nobody wants the advertisements. Nobody wants to have all of those hundreds of options because all you want to do.
That's what I was telling you about when we were. I'm sorry, I jumped into your sentence, but I get the point that you're making. So you can just as well stop talking.
Thank you. No, shut up while I speak.
Yes, that's what I was talking to you about when I was talking to you about the Explorer icon, right? But I told you nobody wants to have to click on an extra button to find out what's happening on the pages that they like.
Yeah, but the reason why I was not bothered by that was because it was just one button in hundreds of buttons. When you've got 100 buttons, like 101 buttons, makes no difference. But if you take it as a whole, it's not that one button that's the problem. It's the whole system.
Yes.
That's the problem.
Yes, but it's like the straw that broke camel's back, right? I mean, you can have 100 buttons. You can have 100 buttons and it can still be just about bearable, but you add the 101st button and you just go like, oh, I can't be arsed with this.
Yeah, yes, you're absolutely right. Perfect analogy there. Absolutely right. And so I was discussing this with one of my clients who does web stuff,
Mhm.
And
Wait, I'm sorry. Can you hold that for just a second? I just want to explain for people in America, because apparently the Explorer test doesn't happen in other countries. There's only 5 countries in the world that the Explorer test happens. Other countries have the Explorer icons and the button in the Facebook, but it works in a different way, right? You shut up. You click it, and people get, you click the Explorer little rocket on Facebook, and people in America get suggestions of pages that they might like. They've got the pages that they already like still fed to them in the wall, right, in their main newsfeed. Yes, but they have the Explorer icon to explore other pages just like those in case they want more information. But in these 5 countries, super lucky, Slovakia is one of them. It's really that Facebook is running this annoying test where none of those pages that you like are appearing in your newsfeed. They're all under the Explorer icon. So when you click the Explorer, it doesn't give you suggestions of new pages that you might like, but it gives you information about the pages or posts from the pages that you've already liked, which is really annoying for me, right? Because there's like no generic marketing happening at all anymore, right? If you've got a page, if you've got fans, and you want to put out something for them, they don't know about it because nobody clicks on that freaking rocket. I'm just going to be really vulgar now, I think. And the result of the test is that all traffic or all interactions, right, sharing, liking, clicking, has gone down by 50% on all pages.
There we go. Well, it's just
end of story.
It's just too much. I mean, the whole thing is funny now because Facebook have shot themselves with advertising. People are not going to use it. The page is far too complicated. You don't want options to go somewhere else when you're already somewhere.
Yeah, it takes hours to just get somewhere. I mean, don't even let me start with the business manager. That's just a nightmare.
Well, when you look at a basic page,
mm-hmm.
it should be as your homepage for your website, right? It should just be, there's something else there that you can have if you want it. Otherwise, it's the page of info.
Yeah.
So little of what is on Facebook is actually content now. Most of it is some kind of schizophrenic directioning to get you to go somewhere else or move somewhere else.
Yeah.
And it's far too complex.
It's overwhelming. You can get lost on Facebook.
There are actually applications that you can install which remove features.
Yeah.
From Facebook. There are external applications that you attach to your Facebook that remove features, which is nice. But once you start to go there, it's like where does it end? Because you could spend a whole day with that one program trying to streamline
you don't want to. You don't want extra work to.
That shouldn't be there anyway. Do you want an advertisement? No. Do you want an advertisement from this person? No. Do you want to? Don't ask me stupid questions.
Is there an option? When you keep getting advertisement from one company or something? Is there an option to turn that advertisement off? Like, I don't want to see adverts from this person anymore ever again. Is there? I think there is such an option.
See less of this. I think there's a see less of this. But you don't want to see it in the first place. So, I mean, that's like somebody coming to your door with somebody else saying, "Would you like to see less of this other person?" You'd be like, "Fuck off."
I don't want to see any of them.
Yes, exactly.
Why are you sticking them in my face?
Yes, exactly. Why would I read? Why would I, if I pick up one newspaper to read, why would I want to get an advertisement for "Would you like to read another newspaper" in the middle of reading the first newspaper? It's maddening, and this is where Facebook is going to fall apart. This is where the advertisers are going to come in.
They're overdoing it, aren't they?
And overdoing it. Well, Facebook has now started to collect so much money through advertising that they think it's the way forward. But what they don't realize is that the traffic will slowly begin to disappear.
It's becoming the new television. That's exactly
already.
That's exactly what killed television, right? I mean, people still watch it, but they watch it in a way that they can.
I'll tell you what killed television. Television was killed when a new system made the old system obsolete.
Mhm.
Television did not kill television. Television was in charge of television because there was no other option until a completely new system appeared that made television obsolete, which is what happened. And most of the statistics for how many people watch television are just made up now. It's insane. It's like, oh, 5 million people watch this program. It's like, what? Are you serious?
What I'm trying to say is, people when people watch television, it's not like it used to be because there's so much adverts. Nobody just sits down and watches television anymore.
It could be like if a bar's got like 4 TVs on, right? What does that count as 4 people watching when no one is watching, right?
I guess so. I don't know.
Yeah, that's crazy.
But the thing is, people now just because everybody has the digital system, so they just put in like, okay, I want to see this program, so they click and record. They record the program for themselves, and then they watch it some other time.
It's on demand now. It's on
yeah,
demand.
Exactly. But nobody just sits down. Oh, I'm going to watch the telly. You're going to sit down, turn it on, and wait what pops up, and watches like 300 adverts in between. I think nobody does that because people would go crazy. There's so much advertisements in television now. And in Slovakia, I don't know how it is everywhere else, but in Slovakia, you get 10 minutes of film and then 10 minutes of adverts, and then 10 minutes of film and 10 minutes of adverts. And it's just maddening.
Why would anybody...
And Facebook is becoming exactly the same thing. I'm sorry. Exactly the same thing. You've got like one post from a friend, an advert, and then a post from a friend, and then an advert. And it's just like, who cares?
Yeah, well, I'm down to 30 friends now on Facebook.
Yeah.
So I'm just cutting, and it's some of the people I didn't want to cut out, but it's just like, I respect and appreciate you guys' work. I just got to focus on keeping it as simple as possible for the moment, and then rebuild things at some other later point.
Yeah.
So it's becoming interesting to see how things go, because obviously this creates opportunities for other systems to come in, and it's the information war again, because Facebook has blocked posts to Russian social media sites. No.
Okay.
So they're not letting people share information.
Oh.
From other sites. So they're like, well, as long as you're doing it within our site, that's okay.
Right.
So
I think there has to be something new popping up very soon, because this is even the online business, the idea that online business can be marketed on social media just starts, I think it just begins to kind of crumble. I don't think it's going to, it's going to take a few more years, and there's going to be no such thing as successful advertising of an online business on social media, because everybody's just going to be overfed.
Yeah, it should function in the sense of, if you're searching specifically for something, you should be able to find it. Now, Google has gone downhill with its fact-checked from Snopes, which is a democratic political operation. So obviously they are limiting right-wing viewpoints there. I'm not saying that the left is right or the right is right, but I am saying that this company is extremely biased, and can't be trusted. Look into the who runs Snopes.
I have a feeling
what happened to them.
I have a feeling that online, this is just my feeling, okay? So it's not based on anything. It's definitely not a fact, but I have a feeling that
you're going to fall over.
That online businesses should create their own social media-like website as soon as possible, create their own community, and then keep it to themselves, not...
There's a website that allows you to build your own social media page. There is a website already that allows you to do that. I saw an advertisement for it last week. Well, I saw somebody posted something which said, here you can build your own social media platform, and it looked really good.
Okay, that's interesting. And can you integrate that with your website? Because what I meant is, use your website.
Don't know.
Use your website as the meeting place. Use the website as where people go and look for information, look for contact. Which sounds very easy to say, but
well, for someone like me who's trying to build an online business, it creates certain dilemmas.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you have to be online to be in the game, but how do you navigate the structures that are now in place, which open certain doors for certain people, like Facebook's now? Yes, you can be seen if you pay, or there's just community forums that I don't know what the value is of most of them now. I mean, I've been checking how many people viewed certain things where I can get statistics, and there'll be like there's this teaching community Facebook page for Slovakia, and it's a nice post of resources and general information about teaching. It's slightly political, but it's not so much that it bothers anybody. And there's 10,000 people there, and I look down the page. There's like 5 people are posting. So where are the other 9,995 people? Why did they click to join the page if they're, and you can see how many people have seen certain posts, right? And it's like this was seen by 7 people, this was seen by 12 people, this was seen by 15 people. Well, there's 10,000 people who have said that they want information from this page. How only a tiny fraction of them, and we're talking, well, if that's 15 out of 10,000.
Better marketing.
Right. I mean, what's that? I mean, that's
less
than one. Clearly, less than 1%. That's less than 0.1%, or it's around 0.1%. Get my facts right. It's crazy.
There was a short window of time where you could make money for nothing with nothing, right? There was
get the chicks for free.
Yeah, there was a short window of time in Slovakia, I think, where you could create an online business and do the usual. I give you this little piece of shit for free, and you subscribe, and when you could kind of fool people into buying into your online business, even if you weren't really offering real value. But I think that's long gone everywhere in the world now, and that now people are used to that so much that they're beginning to choose, thankfully, very wisely, where they're going to put their email address down to, what they want, what they really want to subscribe to. So I think it's going to get filtered out by quality. Of course, there's still going to be foolish people that will subscribe to whatever comes, pops up. But I think intelligent people are so, fed up with all the empty promises, to use the cliche, that they think twice, because.
Well, it's reached the point where things need to evolve. I mean, do we really need another self-help personal development website?
Yeah, no, exactly.
Like 100 million of them.
It's before, like 5 years ago, if something popped up at me at Facebook saying, saying, would you like to get more organized? I'd be like, yes, please. Yes, I would. But after seeing like 50 different things out of 50 different people popping up at me, I'm like, nope, I've seen that.
Yeah, well, I've
done that. It's all the same, and it's never any proper value to it. When you do manage to find out something of good value, you stick to it. You become a fan, like Mr. Printables, right? For example, I mean, I remember that page. I go to that page. I recommend it to everybody because they offer great paper cutout, do-it-yourself activities for free. They've got an online shop where they've got alternatives made out of wood or other materials, similar activities. And it's insanely expensive, and I never bought anything from them. I'm sorry, Mr. Printables, but your cutout things are great. Okay. But I can see, people becoming their clients and buy the more durable stuff because it's really cool and nice and good design. And it's something that sticks with people even without having it saved in a browser, because you remember it, because that's the kind of clients that everybody wants to have, right?
Yeah. Hi, darling.
Somebody that not only shares on Facebook, but actually tells their friends about them.
How's it going? You okay there?
So,
A spoon? Are there no spoons?
what's up, Will? What do you...
Is that another broken charger?
It looks like the other charger cable's gone.
Why do all the charger cables break constantly? Do you know, I've what is that? Why do all the charger cables only last about 2 weeks? A charger cable lasts 2 weeks and then it
I
doesn't
don't
work.
know.
Why do they stop working?
Well, first of all, I bought the cheap ones. That might be one of the reasons, right? But my cheap one,
Cheap
the
is
first,
bad.
the first cheap one that I bought is still working after 2 months. So that's just.
Will, do you think you could get a spoon?
Well, there's
for
a
your-
charger that was connected to the electricity.
Can I
It's just
talk,
behind you.
Please.
I'm sorry.
Um,
Get it. Use
wait,
it.
No, wait. Will, come here, please. No. Thank you. Now, can you get a spoon for your sister, please? And then come back and we'll sort out the second problem. Priorities. There we go. Duty done. All right.
Try the dishwasher. It's got clean dishes in it.
Crash, boom, bang.
Crash, boom, bang. That was a song.
No, it wasn't.
Yes, it was. By Roxette.
Crash, boom, bang was the song by
Yes.
Roxette.
Yes.
The Luke was the song by Roxette. Listen to your that album, that first Roxette album has special meaning to me.
To me as well.
Yes?
I listened to it when I was desperately in love with someone. I was about 14.
Mental note, never play Roxette. Okay. Right. I hate that Roxette album. Have I told you how terrible that Roxette album
What
is?
special meaning does it have for you? For you?
That was the only album that I had with me when I went to New Zealand on holiday.
Okay.
And so that was a month. So I spent a month stuck in the back of a camper van as my parents drove around New Zealand listening to that album around and around and around and around and around again.
Until you ended up walking like a man.
Yeah, until we ended up in Rotorua, which is a whole city that smells like shit.
That sounds great.
Yeah, because it smells of sulfur, because it smells of eggs, because it's got the
It sounds like
volcanic
sulfur mines.
underground
Oh, okay.
water thing
So
going
it's
on
got.
there.
Does it have water that smells like in Brusno?
Worse.
Oh.
Like
okay.
the whole city smell. You arrive in the town. Right? You arrive in the town, and
you find yourself in a giant fart.
Yeah, you're all looking at each other like, it's not me. It's not me, and you're checking the bottom of your shoes to see if you stood on something, right? And and I thought it was me. Like I was checking my shoes, and like I was like, oh my God, is there something wrong with my body? Did I eat something bad, or what the hell is going on? And
can you imagine some people live there? Can you imagine constantly living in a fart?
Well, the thing is,
yeah,
you know how we adapt as people.
Yeah.
After 2 or 3 days, you can't smell it anymore.
Really?
Yeah, your body completely adapts to it and just accepts it as normal. Yeah. So.
Let a match will you explode?
Well, I don't know. I guess it's not that bad, right? Because I mean, there'd be no smokers in the whole town because they would all have exploded.
Healthy.
Something like that. Anyway, funny noises in the background.
You may want to turn your sound off if you're going to play there.
You may want to plug it in somewhere else.
Oh, do you know what you could do? You could go to the bedroom and stick it on my charger and play there if you don't want to be disturbed.
Yeah, I think that's the best idea, mate.
But then it's going to turn off again if he unplugs it.
I don't care. Take it. It's not my. It's solving a problem. If you have to have a small problem to solve a bigger problem, then so be it. But nothing. Somebody has to make these decisions.
Oh,
you can't walk around worried that something small is going to happen.
Yeah, it's going to be better on my charger because this charger cable, I think it's a bit dodgy as well.
Please, Will, can you do it? And can you do it now?
Well, then just
I don't. Will, I'm not. I'm not debating this with you. I've asked you nicely to do it, right? You didn't take the charger with him.
in my bedroom,
He's right.
on my bed, orange
What
charger
else?
cable connected to it. Stay there, play there.
He's like a cartoon character. Bang, crash, thump as he falls out the window, down 2 stories into the snow.
And then say, I'm okay.
As he gets up and drags himself back in again.
I just broke my leg, but I'll be fine.
Yeah. Don't forget to put my tablet on the charger. Anyway, there we go. What were you ranting about before that?
I don't know.
Roxette.
Yeah.
Rotorua.
Crash, boom, bang. Eggy smells.
Roxette and Rotorua. So, there you go. Anyway, some places are like that. We adapt. We adapt to whatever is in our environment and normalize it.
Yeah.
But yeah, the whole town smells of rotten eggs.
That sounds great. So you were smelling the poopy smell and listening to Roxette and walking like a man and hitting like a hammer.
I was a juvenile scam. Never was a quitter. Tasted like a raindrop.
You had the looks.
Oh my God. That one, Trapped with a Roxette album. It's like hell, right? hell would be just like stuck in one place.
That smells of poop.
With a bad smell and a Roxette album. Would just be terrible.
I used to sit on my brother's bed because he had like a little corner of, we all 3 of us had one room, shared one room, but he had a little corner kind of cornered off by furniture to give him some privacy because he was a boy and we were girls. And he had his computer there as well. And I played the music on his computer. So I would sit on his bed when he was gone and just play Roxette for myself. And I would be incredibly depressed and hugging my pillow and just being all puberty stricken.
There were some averagely good pop songs on the first album. Anyway, guess life went downhill after that, as it does. How was your afternoon with play with the kids? Give us a
lot of snow, a lot of fun, and wetness.
Where were you?
Falling down on the R's. Well, first we went to Europa because I needed to sort out some shit in the bank. Some stuff, not shit. I don't want to be vulgar, right? Then we've met with our friends.
Never use bad language.
There's like an indoor playground in Europa upstairs on the top floor. So we went there and the kids played there. Great fun, and they, needed to catch up with each other. And it was really great. And then our friends became hungry, so we went for something little to eat. And they played more in another inside playground with these big soft blocks. They were building a house for themselves and having a great fun again, trying to kill each other and stuff, just the usual. And then we took them outside and we walked downtown. Basically, we just walked through the center of the town to find the bus stop. And
did you see the people punching?
We didn't see any people punching, actually.
Huh?
I don't
no,
think
did you see
so.
drunk people? Were people drunk?
No.
Because they're usually drunk on a Friday afternoon, because in December, because they stumble from their offices out to the
I think it was too early because we walked around there around 3 o'clock, 3:30. Still too early to be drunk. Yeah.
Not too early for the kids. Straight out of school, straight to the square.
And kids were just
punches, please.
Kids were just still like, already quite tired, but they ran around throwing, the snow has melted slightly and then refrosted and hardened, and
look, balls of ice.
And wow. So they were throwing balls of ice at each other. It wasn't too hard yet, but it was hard enough to
give
Will a black eye. We'll go black eye, poor guy. And of course, ice on the ground. So they kept slipping, all of them, and falling on their arse and just laughing crazily. Every time somebody fell on their butt, they just went on laughing so hard that they all fell. It was a lot of fun that they had. So everybody played in the snow, and then we went to catch a bus, really. That was it. I bought some nuts for Milan so that he has something to snack on when he comes to visit today.
Oh, nutty man.
Yeah, because it doesn't do carbs, so nuts are like, well, a combination of a little bit of carbs and protein and fat. So hopefully he'll have that.
Okay, sweet.
Yeah.
Perhaps. Cool. Moving on to other things. Other things. We were looking the other day at the what did I call them? Principles. That was it. We were looking at principles to live by, and whether or not they were good ideas. Of course, we decided that most of them were good, but the same idea means different things to different people.
Yeah.
So we're trying to apply these to parenting relationships, and
these are just some. Let's not forget. Very often when people find information on the internet, they take it as a like instructions, right?
Do they?
Yeah. Sometimes people do. Sometimes people are like,
should make an instructional video.
Oh,
Send
5 principles. Like, look at that. 5 principles how to live by. And they
fucking sick of that shit. I'm sorry, but 7 ways to do this, 5 ways to do this, 15 ways to do this, 800 ways to scratch your arse.
And they take it as or they often take it as a given. Oh, this is how it should be. Okay, let's do that. Right?
People actually do that. People are so completely confused that they find a fixed set of instructions and follow them exactly, because I have rediscovered this week my inability to follow any form of instruction.
It's not that they follow them; it's that they take them as not something that they can pick and choose from. But I think that they view them as absolutes, right? Either they absolutely reject it because they don't like one little part of it.
You've reminded me of something that I need to talk about. Yeah.
Okay.
Which is, as we were going through these principles, there's a lot of the apparent paradoxes or contradictions. Some ideas contradict each other, but that's okay, right?
Yeah.
I'm sick to death of me making what is a simplified general statement and somebody taking it as absolutely literal, right? So let's say that let's just take a wild example. Say I say like English people are all motherfuckers, right?
This is obviously a stupid statement because you can't generalize like that, right? And I understand.
Yeah, but maybe you're making some point about something, and so generalizations come out because they're much easier than saying 80% are like that or 90%. Okay, so it's not. I'm not thinking
that every single Englishman is a
motherfucker. If I say that, I'm talking about the group of people that we know who are like,
your general experience.
Yeah, exactly. And then people go, yes, well, not all of them. I thought, for God's sake, right? That really gets on my tits, something chronic, right? Because you must know that I'm not talking. If you actually really think that I mean every single person and want to make an argument out of that, you're just destroying the conversation.
Well, maybe you should reconsider your wording. Maybe you should.
Oh, it's my wording. It's my wording. Okay, it's not other people's thinking. It's my wording.
Instead of just
that's what I'm saying.
General, maybe you should just say.
But then you end up saying, well, they're all motherfuckers except for the ones that are not, and it's kind of pointless to put that into the argument. You cannot make an argument or have or have any kind of conversation without these generalisms coming into it. And people, someone picks up on the generalism, you can't. I could, okay, right. I'm just going to spend the next 2 or 3 days, right, picking up on every single generalization you make. Okay. Because it's what all people do all the time. And when people start to do it, they're just being motherfuckers themselves, because they're not even processing the realization that obviously the person, like if I say like if I say like footballers are paid too much, right? Obviously somebody going, yeah, well, if you do it amateur just for fun. Yes, obviously I'm not talking about amateurs who do it just for fun, right?
Obviously.
Yeah. So please, people, just be a bit more thoughtful and considerate about the simplified language. Doesn't mean that obviously when I make a general statement, it doesn't include everybody. It only includes that group of people.
Well, did you think that maybe?
Ah,
Well, first of all, it reveals the insecurity in the other person. Okay.
well, because they can't
Because-
talk, they can't develop the argument. All they can do is pick up on a language point. And
No, that's maybe it triggers them because they're feeling insecure about themselves. I mean, if you say that, oh, women can't drive, to me, right? I'm going to feel slightly triggered because I can't drive.
Yeah, but
because it
look,
applies to me.
like I've said that before.
But I can.
Right?
Yes,
I've said that before.
Can you wait until
Right, and I'm not talking about. Obviously, there are women out there who can drive, right?
Yeah. And I mean, I know that it's a silly statement, right? I know that it's a generalization. It's obviously not true, so I'm not going to pick on it and become offended, right? Just because I'm a woman. But there's a lot of people out there who are so insecure that they will get offended because they are part of the group that you're talking about, and it's going to trigger them, right? That is not your fault that they are triggered, okay? Because
you can't get away from it. I'm sorry, but
if they were intelligent enough, they would realize that, okay, this statement is obviously a general statement. It's not very intelligent to make such a general statement, maybe in my opinion, but that doesn't mean that I'm just going to fight for all the firefighters out there to make point that they're not all, I don't know, what could you say negative about firefighters?
Don't know, their hoses don't work.
Well, there you go.
I don't know.
So
they drive too fast.
It's got two. I think it's got two factors to that. I mean, first of all, it's the listener. It's
their ladder's not long
it's
enough.
First,
you ask
being
for suggestions.
Being triggered is the listener's responsibility. Okay, the response to it is the listener's responsibility. But then, secondly, we could think about that as a challenge in bringing the conversational skills to the next level, not to make silly generalizations.
Yeah, but you can't. No, it's not a silly. That's what I'm saying. It's not a silly generalization. It's a natural part of conversation. People do it all the time. It's like, all Liverpool supporters are, or people born in the '60s, or I don't like plants. You know, it's insane.
He's a classic Scotsman, you know.
Yeah, exactly. Like all Scotsmen are mean bastards, right? It's obviously when people make general statements, they're not talking about everybody. And I wish people would have the mental ability to realize that rather than go, oh, you can't say that about everybody. It's of course I can, because I don't mean everybody when I say it. It's just like, what am I supposed to do? The 7% of people that live in that particular region over there. If we were to stop and analyze the scientific data of everything that we say, we wouldn't be able to have a conversation.
I think you could use generalizations like that in a casual conversation, but I think that maybe in a more official environment, you should be careful about making generalization. Kind of try to keep it realer. Yeah.
Well, it's like people make jokes about policemen, right? They don't actually think that all policemen are stupid, right?
Obviously not, yeah.
Right? You know.
Although a lot of people do, actually.
People
do think that most of policemen are stupid.
Two Slovak policemen walking down the street.
Mm-hmm.
One of them says to the other one, "Hey, look at that dead bird." The other one goes,
yeah. How many policemen does it take to change a light bulb?
Don't know.
5. One holds the light bulb and the 4 turn the table.
Two peanuts walking down the street. One of them was assaulted. Completely irrelevant joke.
Two tomatoes walking down the street. One of them said, "Ketchup."
That was me to Will.
Probably.
There you go. Anyway, so it would be good if we can get through this without realize it will be good if we can get through this with the realization that it's okay to make general statements because we don't mean everybody.
And that these are not general rules that should be accepted by everybody and that are being recommended by us, because we're just looking at these ideas and just trying to
it's like
think
the
about
almost.
them.
I now have to add almost into the sentence. Almost everybody, a large amount of people,
high percentage,
the majority. Yeah.
Some of them are women, by the way.
Sorry.
You have to include.
I
groups that can get offended.
I noticed.
Some of them are women and some of them are of color.
I like the way you
feel. Them are LGBTI.
Have you noticed you feel you have to qualify some things at some point by saying, well, as a woman, it's like who gives a monkey? It's because you either have an opinion or you don't about certain things. It doesn't.
Sometimes
really
I have to
matter.
qualify something as a woman because in situation where women's point of view is specific because of some kind of special experience or a different point of view usually than men have. So sometimes it's okay to do that. But most of the time it's irrelevant. I don't know. We talk about breastfeeding, then I can say, well, as a woman, that's
Can you not?
I'm sorry.
Unplugged. Could you not play with the cables, please?
I'm sorry.
Stop it! You're still doing it. Oh my god! I said, don't play with the cables. The very first thing you do is pick up the cables, right?
Is everything working?
I don't know if everything is working. There's no way.
I can see squiggly lines.
There's no way to test it. You just pulled half the cables out of.
I can see squiggly lines.
The cables were all in a nice, safe place, and now you've.
I'm sorry. It was an accident.
Pulled them all out and mixed them all up.
That hasn't happened.
Women.
For a very long time.
Fucking women, right? You can't take them anywhere.
Don't use the swear word with women.
What?
It's not nice. You're not supposed to call women the F word.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. People overreacting. That's the example. That's the example. Like you make I make an absurdist comment, which is obviously absurd.
I'm just talking about you being vulgar.
That's what I'm saying. You can't let it go. I can't, as in absurdist comments say, "Oh, fucking women," right? And without some kind of just feedback coming out of it, like, "Oh no, you can't say that." Just too words. I'm making an absurdist comment. Let it go. Just fucking let it go. It's an absurdist comment.
Let it go.
Right. So that's the point I'm making. That's the point I'm making. You see, you can't. People just can't be absurdist anymore. Everyone's suddenly become all politically correct. It's like, no, you have to have the right to be offensive.
You can be absurdist, but you have to make sure that everybody knows that you're being absurdist. Well, not everybody, but the person that you're talking to.
Only idiots would think otherwise, right? And they'll be idiots, whatever, right? You can't just suddenly turn an idiot into not an idiot. They are what they are, right? So you just have to not worry about, but you said this. Screw you dick.
Well, a conversation.
Get off my lawn.
Conversation has two sides, and if the two sides don't understand each other, then there is no point in having any conversation. So either you're going to talk to people who understand your absurdist statements and don't take them personally, or if you want to have a conversation with a person who does, then you're gonna have to adjust as much as they're gonna have to adjust. I mean, conversation is a two-way thing. You can't talk your way and ignore the other
you
person.
Can't respect someone who doesn't respect you. End of story.
Yes, I know, but if they respect you but don't understand your humor, then you can still change.
Yeah, but you're changing to fit them, and you're not doing anything at all. That's disrespectful.
Well, that's not what I said. I said that it's a two-way thing, so both sides have to work on a compromise.
Yes,
it's
that's
not
nice.
I have to change to fit them. It's I change a little bit, they change a little bit, and everybody meets in the middle.
Yeah, if they don't change, fuck them, right? Because
that's your choice. That was the first thing I said. I
Yeah,
said either you
it's just
decide not to have a
pointless.
conversation with them because the conversation can't go on, or if for some reason you do want to have a conversation
I
with
very
them, then you
often
have to
moderate
tweak
my
it.
conversation
Well,
to,
you have to because you've got students that you work with.
not just with students, with a lot of people. I moderate my conversation to talk about more polite topics because I know that they would be offended. Not because I would be offended or I'm worried about anything. It's just that I know that they don't like it, so
Yeah,
I don't
that's what
mention
I'm
it.
talking about. Yeah.
Whereas usually they, with their prejudices, don't have a fucking clue what's going on. So talking about self. There we go. There's people who constantly self. I me. Tra la la. Right. Anyway, moving on. We talked a little bit before about being a product of habits, of friends, family, and how all those things fit in together. So picking up from that point, so here's the principle is if you have the choice to be fit and healthy, you have the responsibility to be as fit and healthy as possible. That's the principle. Well, because otherwise you're just you're not fulfilling your responsibility in terms of your own health for yourself and your family and everyone else around about you.
I agree with that. I mean, if you've got somebody to be fit and healthy for, then absolutely. I mean, it's your own. It's about your own relationship to yourself, right? Either you understand the responsibility that you have to yourself to be fit and healthy. It's like what we talked about before in the point about you being the most important person, right? I mean, you can decide to be fit and healthy for somebody else. But just like with quitting smoking or quitting drinking,
Whoa,
if
take a
you
step back. I'm sorry, I don't understand that statement at all.
okay,
You can decide to be fit and healthy for someone else.
yes,
I don't understand that.
you
What
have
does that mean?
children, okay, and you can use your children as a motivation to stay fit and healthy because they need you and your best, okay. Just like you can
Okay.
use your children as a motivation to quit smoking or to quit drinking, but that as being external motivation is never as effective as having internal motivation, and that is doing things for yourself because you have a good, healthy relationship with yourself, with your own person, and therefore, and you will still be there. You will be there your entire life, like right. Your kids can go away, your relationship with them can go wrong, anything can happen, but if it's about you, if you are the important person, then you can do these things for yourself. You understand the responsibility that you have to yourself, not only to your family and your loved ones, but to yourself, and therefore you can apply this principle. Does that make any sense?
I understand the difference between internal motivation and external motivation.
does that mean that you understood what I just said, or does that mean that you only understood a part of it?
Well, here's a story. I'm going to give you a little story. This conversation gives us the opportunity to talk.
I'm just waiting for it, weren't you?
I wasn't actually. It was here because I wanted to talk about something else, but I want to welcome to the cube there. So, you know why I'm interested in the cube?
Because it's a challenge.
Life has many challenges. Getting out of bed in the morning is a challenge sometimes. Do you think I need more challenges in my life?
Because you
Do
want
you
to.
think I need more challenges?
Because you want to. Wait. I know. Because you want to show to Will that everything is possible if you work on it. That you can learn whatever you decide to learn if you work on it.
That might be a byproduct of what happens. In fact, it was in the back of my mind that might be a byproduct, but it wasn't actually the main reason.
The main reason was because you thought to yourself, if they can do it, I can do it.
That's part of it. Part of it. See, the reason why it's interesting for me is I'm trying to motivate
Okay.
one of my students
Yeah.
to do things.
Okay.
And I noticed that he had a Rubik's Cube.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm trying to promote in him the self-confidence in his abilities to learn and to study.
Mm-hmm.
And it was my challenge to learn to do this because he can do it, knowing that there's a possibility that I might fail. And if I fail, it shows him that he can do something that I can't do. It's a win-win situation, you see. If I actually achieve it and do it, then I've accomplished a new skill. You could say it's quite pointless, but the whole point is to go through the process of trying to pick up a skill or an idea and to flex your brain mentally, going, okay, how do I get this cube from the side over here?
I do that quite often, actually. I end up with a set of completely unusable skills, but I usually have a great fun trying to learn them.
What's your most favorite unusual skill?
Needle felting. Told you.
It's not a kind of pornography. I have no idea what.
Needle felting. You have a big bunch of wool, and you take a little needle and you prick it into the big bunch of wool until you create some kind of shape of an animal. Do you remember that sheep? White sheep with black legs and a black hand.
That was really nice.
Needle felted the sheep. It started as a big bunch of white and black wool, and you just prick a needle into it so much that you shape it into a sheep or whatever you want.
Yankasneedlefelting.com.
Yeah. That's one of my...
Probably attract a lot of strange people.
I have to go and help Sora in the loo.
In the loo? I thought she knew how to do it herself.
It's more complicated than that.
It could be more complicated than that. I don't understand how it can be more complicated than that. So, my challenge to you out there is, if you can do the Rubik's Cube, then make a little video of yourself doing it and tag me in it. If you can't do it, get a Rubik's Cube. They're everywhere. And have a look at some YouTube instructional videos. And I think the world record for completing this kind of 3x3 Rubik's Cube, because there are lots of other different types and shapes. The world record is like 4.6 seconds or something like that. 4.6 seconds. It's absolutely incredible. Some people can even do it with one hand. That's a bit wild. So it's definitely an interesting mental exercise to go through the processes, because it's just it can be learned. It can be learned. You've just got to put in the time to develop it and go through the frustrations involved, which I'm listening.
You know how I am, right? Like when somebody does something, I really want to go and do it.
No.
You know how I always, like take things out of your hands and do them myself.
Oh, no, yeah. Yes.
It's like it's
mine. It's mine.
Seeing you trying to learn that. Do you know how much mental effort it takes me not to grab it and try and learn it myself and learn it faster and better?
Well, you picked it up last night and didn't put it down for half an hour. You were like, oh, no.
It wasn't half an hour, it was like 5 minutes.
5 minutes, yeah, but you were manically trying to do something with it without any instructions.
I did one layer. I can do one layer without any instructions.
One layer?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh.
Anyway, I'm just, it's like, I have to stop myself very, very willingly and effortlessly from picking it.
Well, you know the psychology behind that.
Yes, I don't know.
Yes, I don't know.
I think
Is that
it
an
comes.
answer?
Well, I think I do, but I'm not sure. I think it comes from.
No. Those are two contradictory statements. They cannot exist together.
I think it comes
Yes,
from.
but no.
I think
For
it
sure.
comes from always
Really?
competing with my siblings. We were always competing, to see who's better at things. And every time one that did something, the other one had to do it faster and better and nicer. And it just, I think it's stuck.
Bigger, better.
When somebody does something, I have to see if I can make it better.
Yeah, that's what you tell yourself, but that's absolutely not what happens.
What happens?
Because obviously you're not making it better, are you? So.
What happened? I'm not, because I can't.
Oh no, it was just it's a reaction to not being given certain opportunities as a child. Yeah. Why is Zora shouting, "Mom, make lemonade"? What's that about?
I suppose she wants lemonade. I don't know.
She found lemons.
I suppose she found lemons.
Oh, okay. Save the lemons for the pancakes. So no, this the need to take things from other people is just to satisfy the understanding that things were taken from you that shouldn't have been. It's just the inability to wait is the realization that, oh my God, I might never have a chance again if I don't take it now. It's fear. It's fear of not having an opportunity because of so few opportunities given to you in the past.
I don't know. It's not about taking things. I mean, if I take a hammer out of your hand, it's not because I want that hammer.
Look, you've done it again.
What?
You've just done it again.
What?
And we just had that whole conversation about generalizations. You just did it right now.
I'm trying to.
You see?
Well, no, I'm just disagreeing with what you said. You said it's about.
No, you're denying it. Okay.
Me not being given things. Maybe I didn't understand you.
Will you tell me what you think it is, and I will respond. Because obviously, I'm not talking about me having a big hammer and you wanting the hammer. Obviously, I'm not talking about that. Okay, so see what I'm saying? Obviously, I'm not talking about that.
It's just that when I think that I can do something better, I want to try and do it better.
It's got nothing to do with that.
I don't have the patience to. I mean, if an electrician came, okay, and started to fix the dryer, I wouldn't come up to him. Or if you started to fix the dryer, I wouldn't come up to you and say,
yes, you would.
Because you wouldn't know what you're doing.
Fuck off. In a polite way.
If an electrician came and started to fix the dryer, I wouldn't come to him and try to take it away from him, because I know that I don't know it better. I know that I don't know, just said 3 no's in 1 second. But if it's something that I think I could be better at, then I'm just trying to prevent painful situation.
You're trying to prevent me having a painful situation if you found me trying to fix a washing machine by coming and taking things out of my hand. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
That's weird.
It's like I can see you having great mental pain trying to fix that thing.
It's not broken.
Not being able to follow instructions.
I know. That's what I'm saying. I cannot follow instructions. I'm reading the instructions going, there must be another way.
And I think...
It makes no sense.
Yeah, and I think I could follow these instructions so much better than him, and I could have it solved already. But
Zora, if you say "Mom, make lemonade" one more time, there's not going to be any lemonade at all.
Darling, I can't make lemonade while I'm on the video. So.
If you would like to wait 10 minutes, then there will be an opportunity to discuss lemonade and probably make lemonade.
Yes.
Is that okay? Thank you very much, darling.
Thank you.
Muchas gracias.
So I only do that when it's painful for me to watch for somebody else to try to do something that I know that I could.
Oh, wait a minute. So it's painful for you when you see me with this?
Yeah.
I'm just going to take this with me everywhere.
Thank you. That's what men's love looks like.
Hey, look at this today. Good morning. Hi, how are you? Wow, look at this.
I'm okay. Look, listen, if you learn how to do it and you do that all the time with the notion that you know what you're doing, I'll be happy. Okay?
Yeah.
But
the Rubik's Cube.
But if you work on it and you go like, what happened? I made a mistake. How did I get there? It doesn't fit. What happened? You know.
By the way, if you're listening on the podcast,
I'm
we're talking about the
stressed.
Rubik's Cube.
I'm stressed when you're suffering mentally. I'm so empathetic with you that I'm stressed for you. I'm like,
oh, that's good. So when I'm pathetic,
poor
you're
G.
empathetic.
Yeah, I'm like, poor G. I would really love to solve this problem for him.
Yes, but you don't know
so
how.
I have to hold myself back.
But you don't actually know how to.
But I've got
it.
the feeling that if I just watched that video and tried it myself, I would actually, you know, it would take less mental pain. I want to take your mental pain into my brain and feel it for you and just solve it for you. You know, I'm such a good person. Oh my God, I'm such a good person. I'm joking, people.
Welcome to Yanka's Such a Good Person website. Click at the bottom for extended needlework pokey stuff. I can't remember what it was called. Fetching? Needle fetching? Here doggy.
Needle felting. Also, another.
I felt that needle.
Another Another super useless skill I have is I can felt wool to create wool bags for soap. I can take wool, wrap it around your soap, and felt it into a soapy bag. And then when you use the soap, you're basically soaping yourself with the wool. That's even more useless than needle felting.
Felting soap is particularly bizarre.
Do you remember when I learned how to make slippers out of wool?
Oh no.
You don't remember?
I might have conveniently forgotten about that.
I learned how to make
like slippers, slipper socks.
Felt woolen slippers.
What?
They were really beautiful, but really, really unpractical because wool is extremely slippery.
You made something which you invented something that nobody wants.
No, I wore them all the time. But they were like, you know, kids would love them because they would just slide across the floor like rockets in them.
Yeah? Rocket shoes.
I can make them now.
Please don't. please, I beg you.
I don't have the wool.
Please don't do it. Don't do it now.
If I bought the wool, I could make you slippers.
That's very kind of you.
I learned how to crochet. I learned how to what do you call it? Needle. What do you call it?
I
knit.
don't know what you're doing. Knit.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know, things like that.
Yeah. There must be some way that you can put those skills to good use. Or maybe not.
I can make pom-poms.
Pom-poms. Great, thank you. That'd be good. That would be a lovely Christmas present.
I learned how to make what do you call it? Pastry. You know, the flaky pastry?
Flaky pastry is good. Food is good.
I know how to make flaky pastry, but it's completely pointless because I always buy flaky pastry because it just takes so long to make it. And it's completely impractical. You know?
Darling, it's going to be it's going to be 5 more minutes, and it's going to be 10 more minutes if you ask how much longer one more time.
How much longer are you going to ask? How much longer?
How much longer will it be? Tell me, how much longer are you going to say that? Tell us. How much? How much? How much? How much? Anyway, we're almost we're almost there, right? We're almost there. Almost there. We've got our
Should we do another one then? Because we only did like one, right?
Oh, maybe we should just leave it at 1. That's a nice round number, isn't it?
Yeah, but then you're going to come back to me and you're going to ask.
Will's got a look on his face like a volcano.
I just pooped in the bed.
No,
No?
he's obviously destroyed something. Are you in pain?
No.
Good. Looks like it. Right.
The tablet just turned up 3 times, and I think the charger's breaking properly.
The charge is breaking properly, as opposed to improperly.
Did my charger break now?
I found an extra cable somewhere. Look, there's an
Yeah?
extra cable under here.
Oh.
There's a possibility that this cable is also broken, but you can try this one if you want.
Try connect it to here, Will, because it won't reach down under the bed where
What?
my charger is
Connect the
connected.
cable to the couch.
Connect the cable to the charger here. This charger cable.
Our house is just full of
Charge
flat.
cables.
It's just full of little cables.
It's the micro
This cable was
USB.
on. I think this cable was on here. Did you leave it
I
there?
don't know. Not recently.
I love that answer. I don't know. Not recently.
Well, I might have left it there 3 months ago and forgotten about it. But if it hasn't been there before and it's now there now, then it wasn't me.
Catch, mate. Bang! Couldn't catch a cold, could you?
My foot is really
All right.
painful.
That's why you're playing with your ear.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
My foot is really painful. I've hit the bag with the wrong part of foot, and now putting socks on is like going through hell. Barefoot.
Putting socks on is like going through hell. I think that's a bit of an exaggeration.
It really hurts. Even putting socks on really hurts.
Putting socks is like.
Do you know
It's
it's swollen and it's purple
swollen
and it hurts.
just down the road.
And when you put your socks on, it feels like you're going through hell. Yes, with one foot, obviously, because the other one's.
I don't ever want to have that experience. I'm pretty sure I've never had that, and I don't want it. Right. You can keep your socks in your swollen experience. Right. There we go. No, we're not going to get another one done. One's enough. One's enough for the people out there.
Mhm.
Um,
Yes, but then you're going to turn it off and you're going to say, "So what did we talk about today?" And I'll be like,
yeah, but I'm not going to say it in an Australian accent.
"Did I just say it in an Australian accent?" I don't know where it comes
Yeah.
from, people. Maybe I was Australian, like
Maybe you were a kangaroo
a
in the
life
past
ago.
or something,
Yeah,
or a koala bear.
I might have been.
There you go.
I might have been.
You never know, or a shark, perhaps. Right. Thanks very much for tuning in. This was the
All
almost
sharks.
practical, almost parenting, almost podcast.
All
What?
sharks have Australian accents
It's truth, mate. Right.
and a generalization.
And did you see me like throwing that back in your face? No,
Are you
I accept it.
crazy? What about the sharks that live next to America?
What
They're
about
not gonna have
what about the
Australian
sharks in the
accent.
North Sea
Exactly.
that are freezing the tits off? Do sharks have? Do the sharks have those? I don't know.
I know that. So
Don't think
that's
so.
that's the Russian hockey player, no?
Yes. Not mentioning his name. Right. Okay, never mind. Put 2 and 2 together and you come up
With
with
a shark.
a large number. Right.
Yeah, guys.
There
So
you go. Anyway,
the-
did it done.
the lesson for today is do not generalize because not all sharks.
Can I
have
finish with a
Australian
not funny
accents.
story?
Yeah, okay.
Okay, so 30 seconds. One of my clients, right? So one of my clients was saying, I have problems getting up in the morning and getting things done and getting out of bed. And I'm like, well, join the rest of us, right? Everyone's. Yeah.
I don't know anybody who wouldn't. Okay.
Nobody springs out of bed in the morning. So I'm saying, okay, what do you do? And he said, well, I got to set my alarm, 5 times, so that it rings, and then 2 minutes later it rings again, and it rings again, and rings again, and rings again. I said, does that work? He said, no. And I said, okay, so you're telling me you said it once and it doesn't work. It
Mhm.
doesn't work. So repeating what doesn't work like 5 times, you actually expect it to work. And he was thinking, oh yeah. he's like, that doesn't make any sense, does it? No, it's like, it doesn't work once. It's not going to work the next 4 times. I think you need a different strategy.
Did you tell him to get that chasey alarm clock?
The one you chase around the room.
Yeah.
No,
Then it beeps and then you have to run
we
after
don't need
it.
that. Or we don't need that because we've got other alarms. But talking about alarms, there's no keeping him quiet over there, Mr. Noisy. So yes, you are Mr. Noisy, right? Mr. Noisy. Okay.
Who's on this?
That's Mr. Noisy. Be quiet so we can finish the podcast, please, please, please. Right. Thank you very much. Dude it done. Thank you very much for tuning into the PPP. This is Gian Yanka saying we wish you a great day wherever you are. You can catch up with the Academy of Language Therapy and Life Coaching online or on Facebook. This is the 21st Century Mom. And anything else you want to say? No. Okay. Nothing else to
Bye,
say.
guys. And
Nothing else to say except have a great
Great
day.
day.
And that's that.